There is a moment before dawn when the world is quiet, when the air feels sacred, and the heart feels closer to truth. In the 5 a.m. Club, Robin Sharma calls this moment the victory hour. It's not about waking early to prove something to the world. It's about awakening early to remember who you truly are. Greatness, he says, begins before the sun rises. Most people chase success during the noise of the day, but the masters create it in the silence of the morning. The hours before sunrise belong to the rare few who dare to meet themselves when the rest of the world sleeps. The 5 a.m. Club is not a productivity hack. It is a spiritual discipline disguised as a schedule. It's about creating space for the soul before the world demands your attention. Sharma teaches that joining the 5 a.m. Club is not just a habit change, it's an identity shift. When you wake early, you declare to your subconscious that you value growth over comfort. You stop negotiating with excuses and start living with intention. The early hour becomes your temple, a place where you design your destiny rather than drift through your days. At the core of this philosophy lies the 20-20-20 formula, a 1-hour ritual divided into 3 sacred segments: move, reflect, and grow. These 60 minutes, practiced with devotion, become the foundation of extraordinary success and serenity. Each section represents a vital part of the human experience. Body, mind, and spirit united in the pursuit of mastery. The first 20 minutes are for move, intense physical activity that awakens the body and ignites the mind. Through movement, you release stress, stimulate endorphins, and activate the brain's chemistry of clarity. As your body sweats, your energy rises, and your thoughts sharpen. This is where discipline meets vitality. You're not just exercising, you're commanding your day to obey your purpose. The next 20 minutes belong to reflect. In this quiet period, you journal, meditate, or simply breathe in gratitude. Reflection turns motion into meaning. It allows you to process emotions, forgive yourself for yesterday, and refocus your heart for today. The greatest battles are not fought in boardrooms or arenas, but within the mind before sunrise. Reflection is how you win them. The final 20 minutes are for grow, feeding your intellect and expanding your understanding. Reading, studying, or listening to inspiring material elevates your consciousness. Knowledge in the morning becomes wisdom by night. Growth at dawn strengthens the mind for the challenges ahead. You don't wake up early just to work. You wake up early to evolve. Consistency turns this ritual into a rhythm. The more you honor the victory hour, the more it reshapes your identity. You start craving silence more than scrolling, stillness more than stimulation. What once felt impossible, waking at 5 a.m., becomes your favorite time of day. This is the paradox of mastery. Discipline becomes delight when aligned with purpose. Sharma emphasizes that this habit is not about perfection, but persistence. Missing a morning does not define you. Returning to it does. Each time you wake early, you cast a vote for your future self. The 5 a.m. Club is built on small victories repeated daily. Over time, those quiet mornings build a loud legacy. The author reminds us that the first hour of the day shapes the next 23. If you start with distraction, the day dissolves into disorder. But if you start with focus, your entire life begins to align with purpose. Morning mastery creates mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual strength. You stop reacting to life and begin designing it. Waking up early is not about willpower, it's about rhythm. The human mind and body are designed for sunrise. The light resets your circadian rhythm, balancing hormones that govern energy, focus, and happiness. Modern life disconnected us from this rhythm, but 5 a.m. reconnects us to nature's divine order. You rise with the sun because you are meant to rise. In the story that frames the 5 a.m. Club, Sharma introduces a billionaire mentor who guides two struggling individuals, a painter and an entrepreneur, toward transformation. Through their journey, we learn that success without soul is hollow. The mentor teaches that discipline is love in action, and that the way you live your mornings determines the way you live your life. Waking early is an act of rebellion in a world addicted to comfort. The bed is seductive, but mediocrity always is. The moment you choose discomfort in service of growth, you separate yourself from the masses. The 5 a.m. Club is not about being superior to others. It is about being loyal to your highest potential. Every sunrise becomes a spiritual mirror. In that sacred stillness, you meet your truest self, the one hidden beneath noise, fear, and distraction. The world may measure success by results, but the wise measure it by presence. The 5 a.m. hour is where you remember that being is more important than doing, and that peace is more powerful than praise. Robin Sharma reminds us that mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set must all evolve together. You cannot master your craft if your body is weak. You cannot lead others if your emotions are wounded. The morning ritual nurtures every dimension of your humanity. It doesn't just make you productive, it makes you whole. This philosophy teaches that preparation precedes power. While the world sleeps, you sharpen your tools. Every morning becomes a rehearsal for greatness. Success, Sharma says, is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. The 5 a.m. Club is not a club of early risers. It's a sanctuary for early creators. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. You don't need complex tools or expensive routines, just commitment. The alarm clock becomes your doorway to destiny. Every time you rise before dawn, you whisper to the universe, "I am ready." The universe listens, not to noise, but to consistency. Transformation, Sharma says, is slow, invisible, and inevitable. For weeks, you may feel nothing, but beneath the surface, new neural pathways are forming, new patterns are stabilizing, and new energy is awakening. Then, one morning, without fanfare, you realize you have changed. You feel centered, focused, unstoppable. That's the silent reward of devotion. You'll face resistance. The body will protest. The mind will bargain. But success belongs to those who act beyond emotion. Every time you rise early despite fatigue, you strengthen the muscle of mastery. You become the kind of person who keeps promises to themselves, and that is the foundation of confidence. Sharma calls this process the twin cycles of elite performance: intense focus, followed by deep recovery. The 5 a.m. ritual gives you both. You begin the day grounded, and you end it fulfilled. It's not about grinding endlessly, it's about aligning deeply. The morning gives you the clarity to work with purpose, and the calm to rest without guilt. Soon, others notice something different in you. You're calmer, clearer, more intentional. You react less and reflect more. You start living from the inside out. The world hasn't changed, but you have. And that change radiates into everything you touch, because your mornings now carry meaning. Over time, this routine transcends habit. It becomes a philosophy. You stop chasing success and start cultivating serenity. The 5 a.m. Club becomes more than an alarm. It becomes an identity. You are no longer driven by pressure. You are guided by purpose. The mornings no longer feel early. They feel eternal. In the end, the lesson of the 5 a.m. Club is simple yet profound. Own your morning. Own your life. When you master the first hour, you master the rest. Every sunrise becomes a sacred opportunity to meet your potential. The greatest victories, as Sharma reminds us, are won long before the world awakens. So rise before the noise, move your body, quiet your mind, and feed your spirit. Let the stillness of dawn shape the strength of your day. You will discover that discipline is freedom, and consistency is enlightenment. The 5 a.m. Club is not about time, it's about transformation. The morning is yours. Now make your life your masterpiece.